Hi guys, welcome to my office or design studio. Yeah, you can see all my stuff behind me. Now, I know this interview is way overdue. I'm sorry about that, but let's just get right to it. Let's see, the first question is essentially asking, considering where I was and where I am now, has it changed me or the people around me? I don't think so. I mean, I'm still who I am. I'm doing what I like to do. Maybe now because I'm doing this full time, so it's not as fun as people would think. I know you guys think that hey, it's great. That your hobby is now your job, so it must be really fun. I mean, it has its moments. I mean, I do like what I do, but there are also moments when you get really frustrated and stressed out because when it's a job, there are deadlines, and when there are deadlines, so yeah. Second question. Any plan to publish a book for your creation of nanoblock? I am thinking of publishing a photo book, of my creations. Maybe in the near future. We'll see. And then this one comes from Singapore. When are you coming to Singapore for an exhibition? Well guys, I've already been to Singapore for an exhibition and many of you have already met me. So yeah. And then this question from Mirza. What do you do for a living? Well, I was a software architect. I create all kinds of software, design and things like that. But now I'm a full-time brick artist, so yeah, this is what I do full-time now. And your follow-up question will probably be, and how do you make a living? Well, for now, I sell nanoblock from time to time, and so that's how I make my living right now. I depend on you guys to help me out with that, so you know what to do, right? Yeah, I hope. When did I first come across nanoblock? Probably around 2011 when nanoblock started going international. Yeah. Why did I fall in love with building and creating new nanoblock? I mean, I've always liked building stuff, and I've always enjoyed building with Lego when I was young. But as I grew up, I kind of lost touch with it, and it wasn't until I came across nanoblock that it kind of stirred things up again, and yeah, I fell in love with building stuff all over again. I like nanoblock because it's really tiny, and it allows me to create stuff that are really detailed. You always see my creations, so you know why I like it. So yeah. What motivates me to continue making new creations? Well, partly itself, it's for my own satisfaction. When I imagine something, and then after that I actually build it and create it and see it realized, in 3D. There's a lot of satisfaction in that. But also, when I see a lot of people out there like the stuff that I create, that adds to the motivation. So yes, continue clicking like, okay, for my photos. What are my favorite and least favorite commercially available sets? This is really hard to say. It changes from time to time, and so it's very hard to tell. Presently, my favorite one I think would be the Kumamon set. I just built it recently. I really like the way it's designed. So least favorite, I think it's probably the sky tree. It's not that I don't like how it looks like or how it's designed. It's just that building it was a real pain. I mean, that particular brick, the long cylindrical brick that's slightly slanted just a little bit, trying to get that position just right was a real pain. And yeah, so I think many of you share the same sentiments as me. Yeah. When are you and Nathan Savaya going to do a half Lego, half Nano collaboration? Frankly, I'm not sure if that's ever going to happen. Because, you know, nanoblock, Lego, yeah. Okay, next question is, are your work going on tour to other countries? Well, so far I've done Hong Kong, Singapore and Malaysia. Of course, I would love to bring all my creations on tour to exhibitions in other countries as well, but that really depends a lot on sponsors, so it's not up to me. I'm always constantly trying to find more sponsors so that I can bring my exhibition to other countries. Yeah, but at the end of the day, it's not really up to me. So, okay, the next one is a technical question. Do you separate the two different shades of red or just mix them together? Does it annoy you that they're slightly different? Well, I think the red color is still not so bad. I mean, I can tell that there are two different shades of red. One is just slightly darker. So yes, I do separate them. So does it annoy me? The red not so much, because I can tell that they are different. What annoys me is the just very slightly different shades of light grey, dark grey. I mean, the light grey itself, you can actually find variations in the shades. Dark grey as well, you can find slightly different variations of dark grey. Also orange, green. Yeah, I mean, all these are all colors that we know supposed to be the same, but they're just slightly different when it comes out in different batches in manufacturing. So now, questions that I get very often from my fans is, can you please release the instruction for this or that? Now, I would really love to do that for all my creations, but sometimes it's just hard because you guys have to understand, creating instructions is not as easy as you think. It's not as easy as you think. A lot of times what happens is that making the instructions takes longer than the time it takes me to design and build the item in the first place. Because to create the instructions, I can't just... I mean, last time for my simpler designs, it was quite easy because I basically just disassemble the thing layer by layer, and I just take photo of it, you know, layer by layer, and I just reverse the process to get the instruction. But nowadays, when I build some of my bigger designs, it's not so easy because you can't just do it layer by layer. I mean, a lot of parts where you'll find that there are things like hanging in the air if you just do it layer by layer. So in order to create the instruction, I actually have to build a second copy or duplicate of the original, but I have to change the layout of the bricks to make sure that things are properly supported when I do remove it layer by layer. So in other words, to create the instructions, I have to build a second copy of the original, but I have to make alterations to the layout of the bricks in order to ensure that things are properly supported. Only then can I do the step-by-step process. The reason for this is designing is actually a very organic process, whereas building instructions is a very structured step-by-step process. So they don't exactly match up, so things don't work the same. For example, some of these things that I built, I don't actually start building from the bottom up or top down. I mean, Some of these things I start building from the nose, for example. Then from the nose I slowly go sideways to the cheeks, mouth, eyes, and then I wrap around to the back of the head, and then then only like fill up the hair, for example, then the chin, the neck. So because of that, the pieces, the way it's laid out, it's not easily turned into a layer by layer process. So yeah, I mean, it's a lot of work to create and build instructions, and quite frankly right now I just don't have a lot of time. But when I do, I would like to make the instructions available for you guys, so patience. Okay, another question that I get asked very often, and this one I probably get asked pretty much every day. Can you please design this or that? Right now my list of things to, suggestions, things to build is very long, because I'm getting new requests pretty much every day. So yeah, eventually I will probably get to it, but it might take a while, a long while. Now this second part of the interview, I'll focus on other questions about my Hong Kong exhibition at East Point City Mall. Let's see, the first one is from Stevie. Which structure in the whole exhibit was a personal favorite? I think it was probably the World Cup trophy that I built, the full-size one. Yeah, that was one of the hardest things I've ever built. Which was the toughest to make? Yeah, again, the trophy. It took me about 4 days building, 16 hours a day, just to finish it. I wasn't really completely happy with it, because there are still things that I know I can do better, but unfortunately I just ran out of time. So yeah. And are you being paid for this gig? Is it a reasonable amount to make a living? Yes, I was paid. Is it enough to make a living? That depends. I mean, if I get a gig like this every few months, sure. But things like this don't come along every day, not even every month, or this might happen only like once a year, twice a year. So is it enough to really make a living? Not yet, I would say. But hopefully, in the future I'll get more such gigs. So in the meantime, you know what to do, right? Keep buying stuff from me. Now this question comes from Wendy. How do you come up with the idea of building colorful buildings and houses with so many designs? Now this one, basically I took a look at I googled for images of Brazil, the Rio. I looked at all the, their landscape, and also how all the buildings are like, how all the houses are like, and yeah, after looking at all those, I came out with my designs. To tell you the truth, originally it didn't start out that colorful. Especially for the buildings. The houses were always colorful, but the buildings no. But then because some of the bricks that we needed to build all these things did not arrive on time. We only got 80% of the bricks on the first day that we started building, so we had to do a lot of last minute substitution, because we already had all the people gathered up to build these things, and we can't just tell them go back and come back again another day to build, because we have a deadline to meet. So basically we just had to substitute. So that's why the buildings ended up with a lot of colors as well, because yeah, we had to make do with whatever bricks we have. So as for the design, again, quite frankly, these things were actually designed. The first most important factor that I considered was actually making it as easy to build as possible, because yeah, we're trying to build a huge city, 3 meters by 3 meters, taking up 250,000 bricks. if the designs were complicated, it would take forever, even with the amount of manpower that we had. Yeah, so I had to make it as easy to build as possible. This question comes from Mike. Do you own the rights to all your creations? Yes. Unless otherwise specified, where clients make special requests that they want to own the rights for all these things. Otherwise, everything that I created belongs to me. They have a right to use the design for whatever purpose that was stated, in our agreement. But yeah, belongs to me. Okay. We have a question from Evan. After building everything, do you still have your fingerprints left? Well, yeah, I still have my fingerprints left, but maybe it's a bit faded now. Next question is how was the design process for the buildings? Was there any Brazilian advisor, or was it all just my designers? Well, my design process is quite simple actually. Basically, I use Google image search to search for photos of all the Rio de Janeiro, looking at how all the buildings are laid out, how the houses are laid out, the type of colors and the type of shapes, and from there I basically come out with my designs. Yeah. Okay. Brenton asks, how do you top that? What's next? Quite frankly, right now I'm not sure if I can ever top that. I mean, there are not that many people who would pay, who would sponsor that much to, for me to build something so big. It's a very rare thing. So, but hopefully, who knows? Okay, so basically those are all the questions. Thank you for watching this video, and I just want to say thank you very much to all of you for always supporting me, and I really appreciate it. If it wasn't for you guys, I wouldn't be where I am today, so thank you. And I hope you guys will keep supporting me, okay? And if you have any further follow-up questions, please feel free to post them in the comments below, and maybe I'll make another second video. Bye guys.